Hello and welcome to The United Stand. How are you all doing? It is Saturday Night Live if you're watching. If not, it could be any day of the week. But that means that we will be taking a lot of your comments in the live comments. But first, let's start off. Well, to say 2 deals done, question mark. Do you want the question mark there? Do you want it removing? This is from Demarcio, who over the years we've been doing The United Stand, especially in the summer, very, very accurate with Manchester United. Replied to a tweet this afternoon. Somebody asked him about Fred and he says, I've already said that deal is done. And I think when it comes to Fred, not a lot to add there. I think it's going to happen on Monday or Tuesday. He's playing for Brazil tomorrow in Liverpool against Croatia. That deal was never going to get announced officially before then. Never say never. We have done deals at about 9 o'clock on a Saturday night before. But to say it's a done deal, that Fred deal was done 2-3 weeks ago when the Ukrainian final with the Instagram post. And Fred's not a surprise. It's an exciting signing when it happens, but nothing really major to add about that. Interesting few things I do want to talk about, though, about the left-back situation and Ronaldo and a couple of other things. But he was also mentioned about DALOT. He said no medical's been done for DALOT yet. However, again, very, very close to being done. So 2 deals for United, DALOT and Fred. A good start is what I would say. A good start with those 2. It's not, that can't be our summer. Alex Ball has made a contribution, actually. He says, I honestly think Fred, and that's DALOT, Mark. But no, I don't think it will. I don't think it will be. It's we need a lot more than that. We need a lot more than that, don't we? So we'll see what happens. Fred will free up Pogba, says Rihul, and I know Matthew. I know, says Sreka. Well, private little conversation going on there. Love the new top, says Ollie Hamel. It's getting plenty of airing at the moment. Don't forget to smash the like button, bottom right hand corner. But what I want to talk about, 2 deals done. Very quickly, we're just going to whiz through that. Fred, DALOT, Demarcio says it's pretty much going to be done. Well, Fred, I think, is done. But it's about when it's announced. So, and for anybody who's like moaning about transfer news again, you know where you can go till August. Wait till the season starts. If you're not interested in transfers, stop ruining it for everybody else. You know, I totally get democracy and opinion. If you don't like transfer stories, don't watch. Simple as that.
Fred,
Simple as that.
DALOT.
It's the brilliant thing about a democracy is that you've got freedom of choice.
Says it's
me and a lot of other people love transfers.
Well, Fred,
I love it if in 2 hours there's some story about
Griezmann
Griezmann coming to
so
United, and we'll go live. Because
for
I love
anybody
it.
who's
I
like
love
moaning
transfer stuff.
about
I'm
transfer
passionate
news
about
again.
it.
You know
this
where-
is from
you know where
a
you can go
kid
till
right
August,
up
wait
to being
till
a
the
grown
season
adult.
starts.
I
If you're not interested in
absolutely
transfer,
love transfer stuff. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Get Casualty on or whatever it is you want to watch. Fred, Monday, Tuesday is what I think. I know Matthew McFadden said after the World Cup, I think he would agree now that it's going to happen a lot sooner than that. DALOT probably will run on for a little bit. But I hope we're doing other things. And I hope we're doing things around people going out the door. However, there was an interesting piece in the Manchester Evening News this evening about Rojo and how United may not, well, it sort of hinted that United may not sign a left-back now because they, it's all right, it's found. They might, what I'd done is I clicked on something and the audio was on. It was my fault. Sorry about that. You've made me lose my space now. That we may shift Rojo over to left back and use him as a squad left back, and then obviously you've got Ashley Young and Luke Shaw. I mean, that scares me. I don't know about you, but that scares me. Watched England this afternoon, thought they were quite good, but thought Ashley Young was just not good on that left hand side, mainly because he's got a right foot and not a left foot. And this is the big thing. If England look imbalanced, an international team that really are quite irrelevant apart from the major tournaments every couple of years, Manchester United, who play week in, week out, 60 games a season, we cannot have a right-footed left-back. And if we don't sign anybody, Ashley Young will be our left-back next season. No word of a doubt. He will be our left-back. Luke Shaw might be his backup. Rojo might be further backup. And actually, Rojo's not a very good left-back. He's not. I know he plays there for Argentina, but he's been an awful left-back for United. He's been a good left centre-back, but he's been an awful left-back. We need to go and sign a left-back, and that worried me a little bit. Second half, we were awful against Nigeria, says Ben Johnson. I agree. I kind of what... the true story, very unbalanced. Jose loves big fullbacks, says Dek Tran. Well, remember, Rojo did sign a new contract a couple of months ago, didn't he, as well? So Fred will be world-class player for us, says Craig McGulla Games HD. I think he's going to be good. I think he is going to be good. Another thing I wanted to just mention as well is that Portugal are on MUTV at the moment. They're playing Belgium. And I think Stan Collymore put out, Portugal on MUTV. I wonder why. And the indication is potentially that Ronaldo is playing and Manchester United are playing it on there. But you could say Fellaini's playing. But Manchester United MUTV have shown international games in the past. And it tends to be games that have got United players playing in it. So I would not read anything into that. I'd love to read... I'm very enthusiastic about transfers and have always been the same, and a lot of you are. But I will always say that when it comes to Ronaldo, unless he's holding up the shirt, I won't believe it. So I'm certainly not gonna jump on little things. United MUTV have got Portugal on. That means Ronaldo's coming. It doesn't. It really doesn't. Sebastian United's made a contribution. Think Young should be back up for Valencia. Yeah, I like I like Young in that position. Yeah. And Arthur, he plays for us. Okay, but you know what? There is this talk of a rival bid for Milinkovic-Savic that I want to talk about briefly. I want to take a lot of your comments tonight. That's really what I want to do. I'm a little bit unprepared tonight. And a couple of things I wanted to just mention at the start, but I really want to blast into your live comments. That's what Saturday night show used to always be about. So go for it. Give us your comments, transfers, whatever you want to talk about. I want you to talk about it, and we'll create some debate tonight. Anartovic made a comment. That was it. Anartovic said it's a great honour to have a manager like Jose Mourinho come and watch you. I just don't want that to happen. I don't want that to happen. That's an interesting comment by IamSK47. You're just like Piers Morgan. You've got to give more than that. You've got to give more than that. Holly Jenkins has just subscribed to the channel. Welcome to the channel, Holly. I think we're getting close to 231,000 subscribers, actually, which would be good to do while we're live. I don't want an Arnautovic. No. Another story. Liverpool are going to beat United to Talisca. United aren't in for Talisca. Unless Talisca's holding up a United shirt, we're not in for Talisca. I said this at the time. There was all this rumour a couple of weeks ago that we were going to sign Talisca. And then as it developed over a couple of days, you sort of realise, actually, this is very similar to what Benfica tend to do about any player they're looking to get rid of for a decent price. They mention Manchester United. And then there's all these stories about Talisca's agent walking around England to all the clubs trying to sell him. He's done well in Turkey, but does that mean he can do well in England? And he could be really good at Liverpool, but I don't believe United are in for him. Going back to the Milinkovic-Savic, apparently somebody's put a bid in for him. I don't know whether it's Juventus or not. I would not be surprised if Milinkovic-Savic doesn't come to United. I would not be surprised if he went to Juventus. I would not be surprised if we were never in for Milinkovic-Savic. I mean, where is the real firm source that we're in for Milinkovic-Savic? I think DiMarzio said United are excited by Milinkovic-Savic, but they're monitoring the situation. That doesn't mean that we're in for him. Of course I want us to sign Milinkovic-Savic. I think he is the signing that we need to make this summer. I think you can look at it and go, we don't need him because we've got Fred, Pogba and Milinkovic-Savic. But one of those gets injured, who's coming in? McTominay, Herrera, who else? Have 4 good options and stick one on the bench. Have Milinkovic-Savic, Pogba, Fred, Matic and stick one on the bench. Have that sort of competition for places. Yes, yes, yes. Darshan Highmath says, has given us contribution. Thank you for that. It's Juventus, says by B. Pryor. Well, we spoke about Juventus yesterday, didn't we, and Milinkovic-Savic, so it's nothing new. I would imagine it's a regurgitation of the information we read and spoke about yesterday, which was from Italy. And what happens is you have Italian sources talking about stuff, and it might take a day or two for Metro and everyone else to pick it up. That happens a lot. But anybody worth their salt, and certainly we've always done that, is we will keep a monitor on German reports, on Italian reports, on Spanish reports, because otherwise you end... I mean, I saw that with the Ronaldo thing. I saw 2 days ago, it was hitting the British press that Ronaldo's mum wants him to come to England. We were talking about that over a week ago because she said it to the French press. And this is what I mean. You can get regurgitation of news stories that if you are following, as a lot of you will do on Twitter and stuff, if you are following not just British press but international press, you'll get something, and then 4 days later you'll be like, oh, is this new? Oh no, it's not. It's the same thing I saw 4 days ago. Fred is exactly what United need, says Ragul, and I don't disagree. I think he is something that I'm very, very surprised that Jose's gone for. Flair, small, quick, good on the ball. Yes, I like it. Milinkovic-Savic could be our number 10, says Sadiq. According to reports, we pay almost as much for DALOT as Manico is willing to sell Sidibe, says Joachim Muri. But, Joachim Muri, sorry. But Sidibe's not that good. Sidibe's not that good. I don't think Sidibe's that good. And DALOT could be world class. So I would rather go for the youngster that all the big clubs want than Sidibe that nobody really wants. JJ, thanks for this. He says no Fred deal as they want more money. I read this, Jay, and well done for you reading it as well. I've obviously read the same article as you. So there was I think it's come out in the last hour that Fred to United probably is going to happen, but Shakhtar Donetsk now wants 70 million euro instead of 50 million euro. Now, I'll side with Dimarzio, says it's done. And I think Manchester United will buy Fred. And I personally think we'll get him for about 45 million. I don't think we'll even go as high as the release clause, which is 53 million. But that article you're talking about there, JJ, it falls on a couple of things. One, he's got a release clause. So Shakhtar Donetsk can't ask for 70 million because he's got a release clause. And two, 70 million euro isn't far off 53 million release clause sterling anyway. So I think there's a little bit of cross wires with that. I don't really think there's anything in that. Can we get Lewandowski this season? Says Rahul again. I don't think we'll go for Lewandowski, no. We need Arturo Vidal. He has a great shot, says Phantom Comics. I think Vidal is a real... I sit on the fence, and I never sit on the fence about Vidal. If we signed him, I'd be excited, but then a big part of me agrees with a lot of people saying he's too old, and that's not what we should go for. We always get swindled on transfers, says Gungshi. I agree. I think it's amazing how City have never spent over 60 million, yet they're the ones with endless resources of money. Yet United always have to spend a lot. I haven't got a problem with that because we are well off enough to do it, but it does surprise me how we're always the club that gets our pants pulled down, so to speak. Dipankar Sharma's made a contribution. When will we be revealing our signings? Not rushing, but all taken about signing players before World Cup is making me nervous. Is any deal done yet? Thanks for the contribution. United always take long time to do deals. They always do. I mean, I don't like Liverpool. Everybody knows that. But Sunday night, we're going live at 8 o'clock, and by 9 o'clock, Liverpool have officially signed Fabinho. At 8 o'clock, they'd never even been linked to him. At 9 o'clock, he's signed. That's how you do a bloody deal. And I wish United would do that. I really do. I know I said it last night and I'm repeating myself. But I do wish we could do deals like that where they're not long drawn out affairs. I mean, the Alexis Sanchez thing was so frustrating because I was saying this deal's been done. And we were pretty much the first people saying it was done on that Sunday. And then we didn't sign him till the end of the middle of the next week. And then you get people going, you're talking about done deals, you don't know what you're on about. And, you know, we do. It is a done deal. But it took a week and a half. And Pogba, everyone knew that was a done deal for a month. But we didn't dare believe it because it was such a big signing. But we pretty much knew it was, and then it took a month. And United do that. And I wish every now and again we could do like what we did with Lindelof, where it just suddenly happened. But I'd like us to be doing it with the bigger signings. Because how it gets drawn out is a pain. Like, everybody knows Fred's a done deal, but we're all just waiting for that official holding of the shirt, which I think hopefully will be Monday. Craig McCullough Games HD, give Real Madrid job to Klopp, then Ronaldo and Bale will hand a transfer request. Thanks for the contribution, mate. Samari, where are your sources from? I haven't got any sources at the moment, mate. If we got one and it's United stand, I'll say it. And with Alexis Sanchez, it was Robbie from Arsenal Fan TV. And Robbie, yesterday, was telling everyone that Socrates is done. So, you know, I think he's quite good when it comes to Arsenal. But I think, like me, he would admit he doesn't know everything. Every now and then you get little bits. I haven't had anything about United firmly for a long time. This summer, nothing. But I think the Fred thing, if you've got an investigative mind, it's bloody obvious. You add all the bits together, you add all the things Fred's done, and it's a done deal. And Dimarzio adding something always does add a cherry on a cake. Well, clubs play hardball with United for more money. That's why we take time to complete transfers, says The Darkness. I think he's spot on. Good comment. But why do clubs do it with us? Why don't they do with Man City and Chelsea, who've got more expendable cash? It's weird, isn't it? I think United are waiting to release the kits and then they will announce the players, says Sarim Ahmed. When are the new kits coming out? Any news on Sandro, says Charlie AFFB? Absolutely none. Actually tweeted DiMarzio today to see if he would reply to our tweet, because sometimes he does. Anything on Toby Alderweireld, says Urshad? Nothing. And remember, he is playing tonight. So we need a leader on the pitch, says Chris Tech Tips. I agree. We do need a leader on the pitch. But people like Fred, and if we got Milinkovic-Savic, they may not be obvious leaders, but they could become leaders. I certainly think Savic could be. I mean, he's been leading Lazio today this season. Do I think Griezmann should come to United, says Arif? Well, we did the video on Griezmann at lunchtime. Obviously, Griezmann said, quite surprisingly, that he's going to be announcing his future very, very soon, and before the World Cup as well, which I expected that to be after the World Cup. So it is interesting about that, but I don't think it's going to be anything to do with United. I've just had a quick look on Twitter there, because somebody said, can you have a quick look? And apparently the Manchester Evening News are saying that despite Mourinho saying in January that he wasn't going to sign an attacker, which we all questioned at the time on this channel, I remember us talking about it, he's looking more increasingly likely that he wants to solve the right wing position, which is what Joydeep has just said as well. That to me would mean Willian. As I said last night, I just feel that he's going to go for Willian, but Willian at the moment, I think we'll be looking to leave Chelsea because it's a mess. I think he was looking to see who the new manager is going to be, but it's now becoming a bit of a mess. Douglas Costa says, Wesley FC says Douglas Costa. Malcolm from Bordeaux says Wesley Windram. People say we spend more money than City, but they spend 50 million on every single position, says Michael Tower. Well, City do spend more money than us, but they don't ever go over 60 million. Diamond Hunter 28 says, do you agree that Sergio Romero is better than both of Liverpool's keepers? You're better than both of Liverpool's goalkeepers, mate. So Romero definitely is, even though he's been injured. Is James Rodriguez still linked with United, says Hazable? No, I wish he was. I think he'd be brilliant. I can't wait to watch him in the World Cup. He did have a quote yesterday I saw about Italy, saying that he's never played in Italy. Who knows what will happen in the future. He's had a decent season at Bayern Munich, and Bayern Munich have got first refusal on him from Real Madrid. But a new Real Madrid manager might want James Rodriguez. What if James Rodriguez has a good World Cup like he did 4 years ago? Madrid might want him back, new manager. So I think Rodriguez is a great player and I'd love it. I don't want Balotelli at United, Matthew Trout. I've heard a few people on about that tonight. I mean, this is a guy who's played for Liverpool, who's mocked us in a Man City shirt, who is an absolute clown. I don't want him anywhere near United. I really don't. I don't care whether Mourinho's tamed him in the past. I don't want him at all. Anywhere near. Savic isn't good enough, says Luca Garside. We better not sign him then. And Mario isn't the goofball anymore. He's matured, says Robert Ingram. Yeah, but he's still got Liverpool and Man City on his CV. I think football matters more than that now. Well, it should always matter more than that. I mean, rivalry's got to mean something. I mean, you've got people last week saying I'm a United fan, but I support Liverpool because I want them to do well. I mean, that's not what football should become. Rivalry is important. I think it's important that you don't want a player at your club because they've played for two of your rivals. I don't want Balotelli at United. No, not for me. Zakir says, what do you think of Thiago Alcantara? Good player. I think Man City, Pep. Yeah, if he's going to leave. Would you take De Gea and Pogba for Navas and Kroos? No. Would I trade them? No. Navas is crap compared to De Gea. Kroos is better than Pogba, but you'd be mad to do that. Wesley, I agree. I would love Skriniar, the Inter Milan centre-back. I think he'd be my number one choice this summer if we could do it. It'd be very hard to do it. I do not believe Bale will sign for United, neither. I think that should be taken as a piece of salt. There's no way United will spend 200 million on one player. And he's not worth that, JJ. He's not worth it. I wouldn't go any more than 70 million for Bale. And I don't think we can do that deal because he's contracted to his 2022. And Artovich played well today. I don't want him either, but I wouldn't be surprised if we sign him. What about Shaqiri? Says Jovan Jackson. Again, these are players that... It amazes me. It's all about opinion, obviously, but it amazes me that people think that Shaqiri's a United player or Arnautovic are United players. I mean, maybe they are in the context of our squad, but realistically, if you want to win titles, you don't have that standard of a player in your first team. You don't, and we need to stop making those mistakes. We need to stop making the Shaqiri, the Arnautovic, the Darmian, the Blind mistake, the Memphis mistake. The player that, oh, if it goes perfectly, they could be a good player, but actually they're really probably not top 4 players. We need to stop signing those sort of players and gambling, and we need to buy top class talent. That's what United need. That's what we need. Mahrez would be good, says B. Pryor. I mean, there's talk that he's going to stay at Leicester, but I think he'll end up at City. Draxler would be nice, says Ben Johnson. I don't know how he ended up at PSG. He needs to get out of there. Where do you see Fosu Mensah playing next season, says Joshua James Williams. Hopefully pushing himself for bench positions at Manchester United, but I wouldn't be surprised if he's loaned out again. Darren Sweetman says no one wants to play for Jose. There'll always be someone who wants to come to Manchester United. Shaqiri would be a nice squad player, but do we really need squad players, says Magnus Olsen. Exactly. He would. He would. Let's have a quick look there. Manchester Evening News are also discussing that United have opened talks with Toby Alderweireld. I still don't believe that deal's going to happen. I'll be very happy if it does happen because he's a very good defender. And if anyone's not watched my channel, Goldbridge livestream, Belgium World Cup challenge today, won the World Cup. So very happy with that. And Toby Alderweireld's a very good player. I just don't think we're really in for him. And again, until I see him holding up the shirt, I won't believe it. Robert Ingram would love to get Sergio Aguero. Thanks for the contribution. Sergio Aguero is a bit different to Balotelli, though, isn't he? Sergio Aguero is arguably the best number 9 striker in the world. Oh, yeah, definitely Giroud the Grey. Alderweireld is definitely better than Van Dijk. Definitely better than Van Dijk. Griezmann commented on Pogba and Manchester United. Look up the quote. Says Declan, well, if you want to throw the quote in, I'll read it out. Would I take Di Maria back? No, Sarim. And you've got the snake emoji there, so no. Manchester United, MUTV are only showing Belgium friendlies, says Carl Leahy. Yeah, exactly. I thought I'd read that as well. Which is funny because is that why we're suddenly linked to Toby Alderweireld again? The only Belgian player we've got in their squad is Fellaini, isn't it? Oh, and Lukaku. Well, it's Lukaku, isn't it? It's Lukaku. 100% Ronaldo's not coming back, says Jed Westlake. I don't disagree with you, mate. Should we sell Lingard, says Alan Man United _. I don't think Lingard played particularly well for England today, but I do think he'll have a good World Cup. International football is just nowhere near the standard of the Champions League or the Premier League, so I think there's an opportunity for people to really shine there. But I like Jesse Lingard sat on the bench of Manchester United. I think that's the best place because he's an impact player. Pereira, Jovan, I think Pereira's got to be given a chance, but I'm worried we might just let him go. Can we put Fellaini on eBay? Van Dijk is overrated, says Man United fan. He's a good centre-back, but he's shining at Liverpool because most of their centre-backs are rubbish. Tony Hake says, please answer me. Hope we get Ronaldo back. And how is your dream signing? Who's my dream signing is probably Ronaldo. Loads of snake emojis in there. This always happens when Di Maria gets mentioned. We need new owners, says Carlos Hernandez. Tyrone Williams, I have a feeling Di Maria loved the club, but Argentinian players often allow their women to rule them. I don't know whether there's anything in that, but there you go. Would I swap Martial for Alderweireld? No. No. Be an awful deal. Any news on Savic, Mark, says Michael Purcell? Only what has sort of come out in the last day or so that Juventus are interested. If Liverpool get Dembele, that'll be something else. Well, you know what, Sebastian? I think Liverpool could get Ousmane Dembele. I think they could get him on loan because they've got a good connection with Barcelona, Suarez, Coutinho. There might be some agreement that they get Salah in a year if they let them have Dembele on loan. I would not be surprised if Ousmane Dembele comes to Liverpool on loan. I wanted him to come to United last summer, but Mourinho very rarely goes in for attacking kids, does he? That sounded wrong. I'm very glad Mourinho doesn't go in for attacking kids. What I mean is attacking youngsters. Is anybody linked with Phil Jones? Says Dan Ross. Unfortunately not. What happened with the Neymar rumours? I think with Neymar, Ronaldo, and and Milinkovic-Savic, Dybala, Lewandowski, Eden Hazard. I think those big deals you're going to have to wait till after the World Cup because they take a lot to do and they haven't got the time to do them before the World Cup, and they'll all be focused on the World Cup. So, of course, not all. Everyone says, well, the World Cup's not going to end until the middle of July. United will be on tour. Other teams will be on tour. Season starts August the 11th. But remember, not every team. Most teams will be finished in the World Cup by the beginning of July, because it's only the World Cup final and the semi-finals that are around the middle of July. If you're quarter-finalists, you're going to be gone by the start of July. Eric says that Arnautovic is a great attacking player. Would you swap Martial for Sandro and Savic, says Diamond Hunter 28? Well, they don't play for the same club, so that'd be hard. What, we're going to give half to Juventus and half to Lazio? If they played for the same club, I wouldn't want Martial to go for anybody, to be honest. I really wouldn't. Ermias Alam, nice to have a non-transfer question. He says, if Jose doesn't win the league, do you think he should go? Yes, I do. And I think he will. I think if he doesn't win the league, he's got to go, because second place wouldn't be progress. And unless it was a scintillating attacking season and we lost it by 1 point because we were unlucky, but everything else was brilliant, then keep Mourinho. But if it's the same old, and we're a long way off the league, he'd have to go, yeah. Hyper Hassan, do I think I could fix the right wing problem? Well, you just do it with whatever your selection is. Who would you have as our right winger? I would say that it would have to be as a right winger. I think if Gareth Bale was available, you'd do that, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you? Willian shouldn't be it. Willian should not be it. I like Willian, but he's 30 now. Eriksen, Griezmann, yeah. I don't think Bale's going to happen anyway. Timo Werner is going to go to Bayern Munich, the darkness. That's what Munich do, isn't it? They just hoover up all the talent. Willian is 30, you know. Anybody who's saying Willian, I just think that's too old for a right winger. I don't mind short-termism, but we've already got Sanchez, we've already got Matic. And these players in a year's time, Mahrez isn't a bad shout. Slow poison, but we're not in for Mahrez, are we? Ivan, you're going in timeout. It's not funny, and everyone knows you're speaking nonsense. Good question from Cup of Milk. Let me see if I can find it, Matthew. It's always impossible when you go looking for a live comment. I can't see it. If you want to put it out, what the question was, Matthew, and then I'll credit him, because I always see yours because of the moderator thing. Thoughts on Emre Can? Plays for Liverpool. That's the end of the conversation. Lozano for right wing. Yep, I'd like Lozano from PSV, but I think his next move will probably be someone like Everton have been linked with him. I wouldn't surprise that. What size is the shirt? Medium, wet lettuce. Sammy says, could we use Darmian in any deal for Alexandre? Well, we should do. We should do. When are the new kits going to launch? Well, the third kit's out, the blue and gold. They normally do it around August time, don't they? What's Lukaku's comment that people aren't happy with? Is it the one where he said that Belgium are better than United? Well, that's for Mourinho to resolve, isn't it? Mourinho's the one who just seems to let Lukaku get away with everybody, anything he wants to say. But is he actually telling the truth? Of course he is. Belgium's got a better squad than we have. Thickier, I am Skate 47 says, well, he's going to go to Liverpool, isn't he? We need world-class signings, I agree. Do you think United should buy Skriniar, Sandro, midfield, Fred and Savic, DALOT as well, and Malcolm? Do you agree, says Wahib? I don't think Malcolm's going to come to United, and I don't agree with signing Malcolm because he plays for Bordeaux and he's a bit of a leap of faith sort of player. Maybe I think we need to go better than that. I think that's what we need to do this summer. Carlos, I got it. I think I got. You can get it through the official United channel, but I got it through Adidas. Do I think Arnautovic is a smokescreen for Alaba, says Hamid? No, I don't think Alaba will be sold by his club at all. He's a very good left back, but I just don't see that happening. Perisic, Harrison Lang. I wouldn't be surprised if we're linked to Perisic at some point, but I don't think we can get him. Recap, says Aman. So the recap is that Demarcio's come out today and said that Fred is a done deal. He's also said that DALOT is just waiting on a medical, but it's very, very close. Juventus have entered the race for Milinkovic-Savic, although we said that yesterday because this is from Italy, and I think the English press are just picking it up on today. And Arnautovic has said it was a great honour to have a manager like Mourinho watching him. Left back, we might be using Rojo as a squad left back next season and not signing somebody. Manchester Evening News tonight saying that we might be looking at a right winger. Talisca, I think, is going to Portugal, and Portugal are on MUTV. Talisca's going to Liverpool, sorry. Portugal are on MUTV, so that means that Ronaldo's signing. It doesn't. They're just showing all Belgium games. Love from India, says Joydip. Why are my notifications late, says Mohammed. YouTube's messing up. I've seen a lot of things on Twitter about YouTube at the moment with their notifications being very, very slow. Just make sure you subscribe and get them on. That's all you can do. I do, Jordan. I remember you always used to go on about Zara, I think, didn't you? Or was it Anna? So it's quite a while. Matthew Ken says Savic will not go to Juve. What do I think about Pochettino being linked to the Madrid job, says Dan Ross? Well, it'd be funny, won't it? Because for all those United fans who said, me included, I'd like him to win something before he comes to United. If Real Madrid want him, it sort of sits us down a bit, doesn't it? Although he could fail. Bale's on a flight to Manchester. Of course he is. Zidane to Manchester United July 2018, says Mark Fresh. Could happen. If Mourinho has a bad season, it really could happen. It's almost, I think with Zidane, it's almost the race for the first biggest club to get rid of their current manager, to get Zidane. And I don't think anybody wants to do it. Obviously, Man City don't. Juventus probably don't with Allegri. PSG have just got a new manager. United have got Mourinho. So, but obviously Zidane's going to be the one, I think. Skriniar has confirmed today that he's going to stay at Inter, says Abo KK. If that's true, then, you know, it doesn't surprise me. I don't think it was a deal we could do, but I would like us to have done it. I agree with Ted. She says we need an out-and-out right winger and a left-footed left back. It would make a hell of a lot of difference to United. A hell of a lot of difference. Surendra says that Ronaldo's teammates have said that he's leaving. The thing about Ronaldo is where do you draw that line with Ronaldo? He has said that he was going to make an announcement in the week, and that announcement's not been made. So we're all waiting the Ronaldo announcement, and obviously we'll do a video when he gives it because he has been linked with United. But I suspect that the reason he hasn't said anything yet is because it's still very up in the air as to what he's going to do. And maybe it's the Zidane leaving that's caused that issue. Maybe in Ronaldo's mind last Saturday night when he said, I'm going to announce something in the next few days, well, then the following night at the trophy celebration, he said, I'll be here next year. I think they maybe last Saturday night he knew he was going to be announcing a new contract, but now Zidane's gone, maybe that's caused a little bit of uncertainty, especially with Bale now looking like he might stay. Anyway, I could talk to you all night, I really could, and you never know, we might be live in a couple of hours again with some news, so I'll get off for now. Thanks everyone for watching. Please do drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Really enjoyed that tonight, way more live comments. Lots of different, you go off into different areas, which is good. So thanks everybody for that. If you haven't watched my Goldbridge live stream channel and you want a bit of a laugh with the FIFA 18s, proper passion on that FIFA World Cup challenge. Spain semi-final, last minute winner. Brilliant. Anyway, go and watch it if you want. Good viewing. Goldbridge live stream. Thanks everyone for watching. Oh, we just had a super chat here from Rogue Punisher. He says, "What? Don't we send Blin to Lazio as part? Why don't we send Blin to Lazio as part of the Savic deal? Since De Frey is leaving Lazio, and do you know when the home kit is coming? That's a good idea. Blin to Lazio. He had been linked with them as well. The home kit normally lands around the start of August, but I seem to think last season we might have done it before we went on tour. But if someone wants to check that, maybe they can let people know." Thanks everyone for watching anyway. Really enjoyed the show. Fantastic. Back tomorrow at 10 AM. I think I'm doing a show tomorrow morning at 10 AM. And then tomorrow night, 8 o'clock, Flex and Sophie Sunday Night Live. Monday night is the Skype show. So we're getting back to normal with those things. Who knows? Might be back live later. So make sure you got your notifications on. But we'll see you all soon. Thanks everyone for watching. Hit that like button and have a great evening.